Hello and welcome to this how-to training video for NCMPR's first ever virtual national conference. And if you're viewing this, it's because you have been selected to be a speaker for our national conference. And on behalf of the staff, the board of directors, and the executive board, we thank you for your time and appreciate the talents that you bring to this year's conference. I am James Walters, and I'm the executive director for NCMPR. And I am going to take a few minutes to just give you a few tips and tricks on how to prepare your file to submit for your presentation. Unless you are one of our keynote speakers, if you're just doing our hour-long sessions or one of our 30-minute short takes, you are going to be recording your material ahead of time and sending it in for us to post. All right. So I want to give you some details on how to do that. First off, the most important thing is we need your files submitted in MP4 format. Okay, so it just so happens that Zoom will record in MP4 format and does a great job at letting you bring in multiple presenters and share your screen so that we can see your presentation and the whole works. So I'm using Zoom right now. Most of you are familiar with it. I am not going to go into too much detail about how to go download Zoom or how to get an account. Most of you have that. Unless you're one of those people who are using GoToMeeting or Microsoft Teams, I'm going to assume that you know how to use Zoom. If you are one of those other folks, please do not hesitate to contact us. You can find some contact information at ncmpr.org. Under events, under the national conference, there'll be a little box there that tells you for technical support how to contact us. And we will be glad to help you walk through the little nuances of Zoom. All right, so I'm just going to go through some quick tips and how to do this. And I've done some screenshots so that you can see things since I'm recording this with Zoom. All right, and the first thing you're going to do if you have Zoom, you are going to go ahead and open up Zoom. Okay, now if you are recording this solo, you'll open up Zoom and start recording as a single. Most of you are presenting with someone else, so you will schedule your Zoom meeting ahead of time and you will make sure that all your presenters are on the Zoom call with you when you start recording your presentation. All right, so to begin with, I'm going to share my screen here. I've done a few screenshots, and this first one is what you will see when you open up Zoom. And if you are, like I said, a single, you will click on New Meeting, and Zoom will open up and you can just begin the recording process. If you are scheduling, you will click on schedule and you will schedule with your presenters. And then of course that schedule will show up here and you can start that at your designated time. All right. So you will, for all intents and purposes for this training, I'm a single, I'm gonna click on new meeting and boom, Zoom will open up and you will be looking at yourself and it'll ask if you want to use your computer audio and you click yes and away you go. The next thing you want to do then is to have your PowerPoint presentation ready. I have mine ready in the background, ready to go, and I can share my screen. Make sure that everybody, all your presenters are on your call. Now it's up to you if you want to start your video presentation with yourself talking or, the Brady Bunch boxes going on so that we can see all your presenters, and you may all have something you want to say before you actually dive into the presentation. If not, you can just open up your presentation, share the screen to your presentation, and begin recording right from the presentation. We'll be able to see you in the little PIP, the little PIP monitor up in the right-hand corner. If that's how you want to do it, it's up to you. All right, so the first thing I am going to do is show you how to start the recording because you've got Zoom open now. And again, I'm going to share my screen with you. And I have taken a snapshot of myself with the screen. Let me go to that. There I am, recorded earlier today, and I just wanted to show you this. I am using a Mac, and here are the controls for Zoom down here at the bottom. And the two that you're most concerned with are share screen and record if you're the host, okay? Okay, this is assuming that you're the host and you're the one who's in control of the PowerPoint, okay? Also over here on the right hand side is end. When you're completely done with your presentation, you will be clicking that to get out of the video. Uh, and it will do its task of saving the file. All right, so for right now, to get things started, you're going to push record, and a little dialog box will come up that'll ask if you want to save it to your computer or the cloud, and I'm saving mine to my computer. I don't care what you save yours to, whatever your choice is, but I'm going to save mine to the computer, and I'm going to show you in a little bit how you're going to find that. Okay, so I'm back to this, and we've got the recording rolling, and we're ready to start our presentation. And so what you are going to want to do now is share your screen again to your presentation. You have PowerPoint already, and I'm going to be doing an NCMPR how-to video by James Walters, Executive Director, and I'm going to walk through some tips. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is put your PowerPoint into slideshow mode. So you click this little screen button down here in the right hand corner. I believe it's the same for PC. Like I said, I'm using a Mac. That brings your screen to full screen, and you will see up in the right hand corner the little pip monitor. If you have multiple presenters, you will see all of them up there, and you can just kind of move them over into the corner, tuck them away, keep them out of the way of your presentation. You can also move it around if you need to, if further slides down the line need you to do that. All right, so let's get started with the presentation, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a few tips here on things to consider as you're putting together your slides. Putting together the presentation. So keep your videos to 45 to 50 minutes. Now, this is if you're doing one of our hour-long sessions. If you're doing one of our short takes, keep them to 20 to 25 minutes, all right? This is going to allow for a little bit of time at the end for some questions, all right? Choose a quiet environment without distractions or interruptions. You don't want the kids running behind you or the dog, right, barking while you're doing your presentation. A combination of natural and artificial lighting works well. It's dark here in Washington State right now. I've got a light in front of me that's shining a nice even light on my face. Just kind of keep that in mind. No harsh sunlight or hot spots from above. Can't say this enough. Practice and conduct test presentations with you and your other presenters. Check your sound, check your lighting, position of the camera, and test your earbuds or your headset all at the same time. And then just remember to keep it real. Being real is great. People like to connect with people, and we're all in this together, and we're all going through the same thing. So be real. All right, next, have a hardwire internet connection if possible. I have mine hardwired directly in. If you have, our only option is Wi-Fi. Hopefully it's fast enough to record and not pixelate any of your video. And try not to use your cell phone. For us to keep everything consistent, we'd love for all the videos to be in a consistent manner. And cell phones can either be, horizontal or vertical, and it would just be great if we're all consistent. But if it's your only choice, it's your only choice. Be conscious of your background. Avoid movement behind you. As it's distracting. I'm in my downstairs studio, and it's a little bit busy behind me. I got chairs, I got a drum set, I got keyboards. It's a little too much, all right? It causes you to ask too many questions and not focus on the presentation. Turn off your cell phones, all right, and close all other windows that might be bringing up alerts and things that will all of a sudden go off during your presentation. And then I just want you to be aware, be available for your presentation, and encourage your viewers to engage in the chat for peer-to-peer conversations, and be available for questions afterwards, all right? Like I said, you're going to be giving this presentation to us. We're going to be loading it up, and then you are going to be on when your presentation is being shown, so that you will be available for those for that engagement and those questions. All right, so that ends this NCMPR presentation. I'm going to go ahead and stop my screen share, and it's going to come back here, and you can just end yours on a thank you slide, or you can come back and say a few words. The group can say a few words, and then you can log off. So the last thing you want to do to stop your presentation is you normally would stop recording, but I'm not going to do that because I need to show you this last step. All right, because when you stop, when you're all finished, and you are ready to save your file, what you're going to do is you're going to hit that little red button over in the right hand corner that says end. And when you do that, what's going to happen is a screen is going to pop up, a little box is going to pop up, not that picture of me and not that one. It's going to be this one right here, converting meeting recording. So as soon as you click end meeting for all, this little box will pop up, and it will convert your recorded presentation into that MP4 format that we need. All right. And so once that is done, converting a box, the window will open up and show you the video where it's at. Now I'm going to show you where it's at just in case something happens and you cannot find it. I'm going to share my screen with you one more time. All right. And show you where to find that, because again, I am using a Mac and it is found in your documents folder. So let me share my screen. And if you're on a Mac, you go to documents, and then down here is Zoom. And then you will see the meeting that you just conducted, and you will see a file here that says zoom0.mp4. All right. And that is your video. You can then rename it. And now it's all set to put up to Dropbox and share with us, or some other method, other file transfer method that you use, you can get it to us. One thing I do want to say, if you are using a Mac, you can use iMovie to tighten your presentation up. You can put this MP4 into iMovie and kind of tighten up your beginning, tighten up your end. And I believe for the PC, there are other free software versions out there that you can use. Just make sure that when you are saving it out of iMovie or another program, that it is maintaining that MP4 video format. That is what we need. If it saves it to a .mov, it's no good. So MP4 is what we need. All right. So there you have it. That's the end. Again, if you have any questions, we will have some information for you up on the National Conference webpage at ncmpr.org. And I thank you so much for spending this time with me. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. We look forward to seeing you March 16th at our first ever national virtual conference. Thank you.